All right, hey guys, we don't have any trade-ins to talk about today, so I'm going to do a little walkthrough of the store. Oh, let's hold on, let's double check. See what? Oh, we got a Dallas Cowboy PS2 controller and a chewed-up PS3 controller. Oh, great stuff in here. We got Brian a broken PS3. Ooh, amazing trade-ins today. So let's start with, if you haven't been in a while, we've gotten in, of course, as you know, we have purchased, let me sit down and talk here about this real quick so you know what I'm talking about. We have purchased another store called not Altered, I always say that. Alternate Dimensions, right? The owner, Lance, has decided to do repairs, so that we're sending everybody to Lance if you got a broken system, and everybody seems to like him, and he seems to do a good job at everything. But we've been getting in his inventory that we purchased slowly in the store over the last 3 months, and we have gotten everything in the store except for two things. We don't have the Atari 2600 games yet. That's going to be coming in soon, and in about 2 weeks we're going to finish up the original Xbox games. So we're going to have those two systems coming in, and that's it. But let me walk around the store and show you kind of how packed it's become. Hey, by the way, Def Leppard Hysteria, that's one of my favorites. All right, I could talk music all day too. So we don't have the Atari yet, but if you notice, we're a lot more packed on the NES, and most of the stuff was good floor common games. Our Genesis section is packed. Let me show you in the case here. Brian just put all these games out yesterday. We got a really packed Genesis section now, and we got quite a few super games in too.
Yeah, we have those.
And let's do a quick walkthrough here.
Yeah, we should have we have original SNES controllers, right?
Super is packed. We don't have original in stock.
Oh, we just have them.
Just the third party, yeah.
We just have third party ones right now.
Our PS1 section is looking great. I'm not going to show you individual stuff, it'll take forever. But man, look at the PS2 section. I'm going to have to pan way out. Look at that, it's crazy, it goes all the way up. Our Cube section got restored a little bit, you can tell. And PS3, we just put this in last week. And there's Daniel, our longtime customer. What's up, Daniel? So, all right, here's our 360 section. We had to expand that by an extra column. We did the same thing with the Wii. We expanded it by another column. Wait, I have to back up all the way to the back of the store. I'm still going. Wii U, we had to have a whole column for that. We only had a row of that stuff. And we also got a ton of DS stuff here. I'm having to use my wrist as a stability control, so it's not that great. So here's a ton of DS stuff. Oh yeah, what am I doing? PSP. These are just loose PSP stuff that we got traded in. And also, our PSP section was dwindling to nothing, and now it's like, my goodness, probably tripled. Thanks, Lance, I appreciate that. DS in box also. It's probably at least doubled. Good stuff. Let me set this down. All right, Brian, were you here? You've been working here before we bought all the Lance alternate dimensions stuff, right?
Yeah, I think you bought them out like right after I started here.
Right after, yeah. Now, what do you think about how the shop was before compared to now? I mean,
yeah, there's a lot more stuff now.
A lot more, right? It just has full. We are going up the walls, packing it in. We even have more overflow in the back of duplicates of stuff we have on the floor, so we have more inventory that's going to be replacing other inventory. So
we're kind of reaching the limits of how much we can fit in here.
Yeah, we're going to tear down this wall and just do a hostile takeover of the hair salon next door. I wish we were a little bit bigger. You know, I wish we. You know what? My original thing, for me, what I originally wanted to do was create. Well, I don't know if everybody remembers how big a Blockbuster was. I think there were like 9,000 square feet or 8,000, something like that. I wanted to do well, maybe they weren't that big, I don't know, but they were probably, what, 3-4 times bigger than this store, right?
Yeah, probably like half of a grocery store, maybe. Quarter of a grocery store.
It was the size of the building that we're in. There's 5 stores the same size as this, so I guess it's about 4 or 5 times bigger than this store. I originally wanted to make a place called Game Planet, right? That's just, well, I used to just call it that, and that way there would be no inventory in the back. Even if we had 10 copies of something, everything would be out on the shelf. We'd have room. We'd have a special section that somebody was working in for trade-ins only. You know, one person would be in a section of trade-ins, and what we would do, we'd divide it up into 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, you know, and so you'd go into that area and say the 80s or the 70s would have shag carpet, the 80s would be neon looking in the area, and they would be divided into the size of this store. Now, this store would only be 80s, and then you go into an archway into the 90s. You know, that's how I wanted to originally do it, but we can barely do rent on this place, much less something 4 times bigger. So you're going to be paying, you know, at least 3-4 times more rent. So that's how I originally wanted to eventually one day to do it, you know, to get going. How's it going?
Hi.
How can we help you today?
I had a couple games I wanted to see if you guys had.
Sure.
Halo 3 for, I guess, the Xbox 360.
I think we have that one. Brian's going to check. And what's the other one?
Halo ODST for the Xbox 360, and then Diablo 3, the regular
We
edition.
should have those in stock. For the 360?
Yeah, all of the different.
He'll look for you. All right, guys, that was my idea for what do you think about that idea?
I dig it.
You dig it? Oh, all right, guys, we'll see you next time.